Hey everybody, welcome! Happy Cinco de Mayo. I'm in bed with, this is perfect, my friend Kellie Rodriguez on Cinco de Mayo, drinking little cervezas. Happy Cinco.
Happy Cinco de Mayo. Thank you so much.
You're not the first guy I've tried to get drunk and get in bed. Well, I try to get him drunk and then get in bed. I don't get him in bed and then get him drunk. You know.
Yeah, whatever suits you.
How funny. So how are you today?
Doing really good.
You're a busy guy.
Yeah, we just got done doing I was at the Carmack Pine Ridge 11. We just got done doing the premiere for Captain America Civil War.
Mm-hmm.
And I dressed up as Hawkeye again. One of my favorite Marvel heroes.
I love a guy that dresses up. I do.
I can't imagine why.
I don't know. Not really.
You look fantastic, by the way.
Oh, thanks.
Your makeup was always perfect.
Middle of the day, on a Thursday, in drag, in bed. When I started this, it was like, oh, I'll just get in drag and get in bed. And then I didn't think of things like, I don't know, summer.
A lot of women right now are going, see?
Yeah, hottest part of the day, and I feel like I'm going through menopause. You know what I mean? The drag menopause and everything. Kellie is a local celebrity, I feel. You are a DJ, okay, radio jockey.
Yeah.
Whatever it's called.
On-air personality.
On-air personality. I'm an off-air personality. Like
You've been on air with me before, though.
I know.
And when you're on air, you are a personality.
Kellie has always been there for me. We, a little while back, I discussed the new terminology, LBGTQ, you know, the lesbian, bisexual, gay, transgendered, questioning. Used to be queer, but now it's questioning.
Right.
You know, and then they have other ones like IAA, and one of the A's is like ally.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like for, you know, like our cis people like you, they're always there to help us out. And you've always been there for me. So I think that, you know, it's kind of different when you're in the gay community. You can't always find those allies in the straight community that are going to back you. You know what I mean?
I just find it kind of interesting, just the paranoia.
Mm-hmm.
That can kind of be, it's the not understanding.
Yeah.
A lot of people are afraid of what they don't know,
mm-hmm.
and having gay, having gays in my family,
mm-hmm.
And all that, and knowing quite a few, and all that, but especially with you, I developed an education and a knowledge and an appreciation for what you're going through and for all the battles you were going through. Because I was there when all this Charlie's Angels and everything first started.
Oh yeah,
I was there, and to watch the transformation and watch everything and watch you become who you are today, mm-hmm. and to be a part of that and get to understand it more and more all the time. Every time I talk to you and
mm-hmm.
get in a conversation, we talk about things and discuss like how it is in the community and all that. I learn more and more all the time, and and I don't know. I guess I don't understand the other half who
don't get it,
who struggle with it or whatever, and that's fine. That's on them, and it's whatever. But
mm-hmm.
but I just know how I feel and how I
mm-hmm.
how I've become more and more knowledgeable, and how I've been more appreciative of what you and the gay community goes through, especially that initial coming out.
Oh, for sure. Because that's where people who have lived a life being like thinking they were different, thinking they were wrong, thinking, all this different stuff, and then they were bullied or whatever, and then they come out and they get bullied again once they finally decide who they are.
Well, and see, and I think it's the thing is when they come to that point in their life, they say, okay, I'm going to do this. I'm going to come out and this is how I feel. This is who I am. Like that the burden's going to be gone. And then all it does is it turns it's a 360. It's mm-hmm. like, well, I'm damned if I do, I'm damned if I don't.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, every day it has to be a little bit of a struggle in one form or another, because you're going to run into some sort of, I don't know, I'd call it adversity or something that's going to, every single day, where you're going to run into a wall where people don't understand or people don't get it, or mm-hmm. or you get mocked and made fun of or things like that. So
yeah, no, and I agree, and it's at that point where you're like, hey, wait a minute, I'm okay with myself. Why do you suddenly have a problem with me? I mean, the only person who should have a problem with themselves is themselves.
Well, and that's gay. That's somebody with a mole. That's somebody with a receding hairline. That's I mean, it's as long as you just get comfortable with yourself and
mm-hmm.
who you are. Mm-hmm. It's just finding that comfort level to where I'm okay. There's nothing wrong with me.
Mm-hmm.
I have a lot to offer. I'm a good person. I treat people good. Mm-hmm. Why don't people treat me well? Just because I'm not living the lifestyle that they do.
Right.
Like all of a sudden that doesn't make you a good person or makes you a bad person or whatever. I don't know. I've never understood that.
It is something different. It is something like that.
You're in butthole or whatever, excuse me, but yeah, if you're a butthole, you're a butthole. It doesn't matter what you are.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't matter what color you are. Doesn't matter what race you are. Doesn't matter what gender you are. I don't care. You're rude. You're mean. You're mean.
Right. You're never going to change, really. No. But you were there. I can remember. I've gone on air with you before, and it's like when I was running for Drag Race, the first time I would go on to do things. But I always think it's funny.
I still remember that.
Yeah, because don't you have a button you can hit if a guest drops the F-bomb?
No, you're supposed to have a 7-second delay.
Oh,
In a small market, you don't.
Oh, you don't?
So everybody out there, when he would come in on my show, I would cringe. I'm just like, please, and I would ask him, I said, okay, remember family show? We gotta keep this, and you would just smile just to get me scared. You'd be like, Kelly, we're fine. And it was the way you would look at me, and I was like, oh no.
Well, but I would try to do what I thought was kind of like PG humor. I'd be like, Kelly, I don't know why I have to rub sunscreen all over your body when I'm here. We're inside, and it's on air, and so nobody knew.
True story.
Yeah, where like I'd say, I like coming on your show, but can we wear pants next time? I thought that was PG.
My mom texted me. Remember? She's like, "Are you not wearing pants, Mom? He's lying."
She's like, "Why don't you have your
pants on? Why do you make him put sunscreen, Mom? It's a joke. I don't."
Well, and I thought, and it was always helpful because what's really funny is that people do still listen to the radio and they do still follow personalities. But you're a busy guy. You do more than that. I mean,
well, I've lived here all my life in Southeast Idaho, and I take it very serious what I do in the community and all that, because I feel like that in being in radio and doing what I've done for as long as you have an obligation to the community to do something and to help out whenever you can. And that's something I do.
Yeah, for sure.
And you do too. I mean, if there's usually a fundraiser or a get together, we see each other.
Well, yeah, no, you're like, oh, so you're doing music? I'm emceeing. Okay, yeah.
No, but I mean, I stay busy that way. But I think you have an obligation to help out in the community as much as you can when you're doing this for a living. When you're a radio personality, I think
local celebrity.
See, I don't really get into all that. All I know is I'm proud of what I do with the community and help out as much as I have, because there's tons of people in this community who have benefited through a lot of the programs and a lot of the promotions that we've, I would say promotions, but a lot of the fundraisers and things that we've done in the past with the radio station, even just me by myself. We've helped out a lot of people.
We used to do a toy drive every year. You'd go on the radio
for
24 hours straight.
Yeah, 48-hour Secret
48
Secret Santa broadcast. We actually brought back with Core. Thank you, Paul Anderson, my manager and owner of the radio station I work at. He wanted us to bring it back. That was part of the reason when I went to go work for Paul. That was one of the things we talked about. I said, I want to do this again. And we brought it back, and it helped out the Salvation Army, and we were able to help out right around 400 kids this last year having Christmas.
That's cool.
Yeah, so I mean, but see, you helped out.
Well, yeah.
You help. How many kids, Kelly? I take a couple off your hands, and every year. And then guess what? You reach out to Charlie's Angels and to other,
and then everybody else.
Yeah, and to Charlie's. And
I was just like, I worked that day as a waiter, and then I would go and I took my tips and I went to the store and I bought toys and I brought them. I mean, it was my tips. It was basically from other people.
Actually, that's what you did this year, and you came in and you said, I don't know how many kids that will help, but here you go. And I was like, you work hard, and you're like, that's your tip money. And I was like, it's those sort of things though that I see. I mean that a lot of like gays in the community that like you that come out and help out in the community through Charlie's Angels or through something else, and that people, I think, gets kind of swept under the rug, that they don't realize how many charities that Charlie's Angels and you and a lot of the people you work with and work for have helped out. It's been crazy.
We were talking about it one day, and we were thinking of fundraisers that we've done, and the whole group kind of got together and talked about all the different places they'd gone and raised money.
Well, the fashion show, you did
I just did the makeup for that and all that stuff. But we stopped and we thought about it, just to like raise money for different charities and organizations we've been part of. As a group, we've raised like $100,000, $200,000, for different charities. We got a $10,000 scholarship at a show one time, and donated it to ISU,
Well, that's $200,000 going to help out people in the community that if you guys didn't do it, that people wouldn't be getting helped. And that's a lot. I'm sorry, but that's a lot of money. That's a lot in the community that's helping out. So, I
think that's a good thing, and I think that's why I was like, I gotta have you on, because you've always been there for me, and I'll always be there for you, whatever you need, you know. And I will always introduce you as my boyfriend, Kellie Martinez.
I was waiting for that.
I didn't say it at first. I was like, I'm not going to start right off with that because the comments will be like, I'm so happy for you. Because people only watch the first 2 minutes. Just kidding.
Fast forward.
They're not doing anything. His shirt's still on. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. This is not a porn, people.
Yeah. Hey, Cinco de Mayo.
He's going to guzzle that. And like the disco ball's going to drop and be like, tsunk, 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 you know, and all that. But I think that you are one of the busiest people I know. I mean, like, you came here from your thing, Captain America, you're going to do this. Then you have to go and do another Cinco de Mayo thing and run and go do that. And how many jobs do you work and what do you do? I mean...
I just, you know, there was a guy in the community, God rest his soul, I love him very much. His name was Chris Hadley from Hadley's House of Wills. He passed away of cancer a couple years ago. And, you know, he was on Secret Santa with me one time. He came on the air. And Hadley's House of Wills and Scott and Chris would always help out. And he would come and read names on the air with me, and he would always end up sponsoring. Well, it started like 2 kids, then it became 3, 4, and 5, and he'd always bring like his daughter and you know, they get her involved. But we were sitting there talking one time, and he was looking at me with tears in his eyes, and he goes, "You know what I love about you, Kellie?" He goes, "You're the guy who can't say no." And I struggle with that. I really do, because I want to help as much as I can when I can. You know, there's just times when I can't help everybody, and I wish I could. I mean, it's that one where you wish you could split yourself like an amoeba into 2 people and go help out. But you just can't. But I try to help whenever I can, and I have a really tough time saying no. So my schedule all of a sudden goes, and I'm full, and you know, my daughter even looks at me and she goes, "Dad, why do you do that to yourself?" I said, because I can.
Somebody has to.
Yeah.
Well, somebody has to, and if you have the ability and you have the passion, do it.
Well, you and I both said that. You know what happens if I don't? Nothing.
Nothing. So, well, you know, or somebody will do it, and then you'll be like, I would have done it like this, you know, or...
I like how he said like this and not better. I would have done it like this.
I don't mean better.
Yeah, I just would have done it better.
I really don't mean better. But, you know, that's what we do. I mean, like, 2 years ago, I told myself, I'm not going to say no to any opportunity that comes along. I mean, I was already not saying no. But, like, if people want me to travel and go do something, I'm not going to be like, ooh, I don't know if I'm going to take that much time off work, or ooh, that sounds expensive. I just get in a freaking car and do it. Yeah. And now I'm booking shows in Portland. I'm traveling all over the place.
Well, if you, a ton of people follow you. I follow you as well. He's always you're always in a car heading somewhere. Road tripping.
Yeah, I know.
And that's what I know. It's like, you know, and, but it's not all just for like working to, there's a lot of charity. There's a lot of fundraisers that you're doing. Like, well, I told this person I'd go and MC and do this for them, or whatever. But I think it's important for people to know just how involved the Charlie's Angels, that you are involved in a lot of charitable organizations, a lot of fundraisers that are here that people might just not even know about.
Well, and it's not that you do them to get like the praise or anything, you know, and so it doesn't matter if people do or not, but I'm just glad that they work. It's the people who are all like, do you know what I just did? Yeah.
You do it because you want to.
I do it because I want to. I don't want to, and then that's why I do this station, is so that this channel is that I can reach people and show them there are other people out there, and I'm really showing them right now is that you care, and that you're somebody who cares, and that's the hashtag that we're putting out there is I care, and so...
Hey, look, I'm not perfect. I've made, you know, a lot of mistakes in my life. I really have.
Well, you have been working out, though. So.
Yeah, but I've been hitting the gym, so I got that going for me. But no, I'm not perfect by any means. Spike, I've had, you know, I've you know, done some things in my life where I'm going, you know, but there's other ones where I'm glad and I'm happy with who I am and what I've done and a lot of the people that I've helped and a lot of things that I've done, and I think it all equals out. I think eventually it all balances out. You just have to find that. You have to find that.
You give what you get.
Well, yeah, I mean, okay, now, like, can I ask you a question?
What?
Like when you first came out, what was the toughest challenge for you when you knew you were I'm gonna do this? What was the thing you thought of the most where you went, my God, this is what I'm going to tackle first, and this is how I'm going to approach it?
I just wanted to be able to say it. I just want to be able to say it to somebody, to my parents, to my family, to my friends, and not have that feeling in my gut that I was like, oh, I shouldn't say that, I shouldn't do that. Just seeking their acceptance, but was what I thought I had to do. But like, what I really found out is I had to accept it in me, and it gave off that feeling, and people just did. You know, I mean, I told my mom, like, we're sitting in the car one day, and I went,
Who was a fantastic lady.
Oh, she's a great lady. She's a great lady. She's right there. I keep
Hi,
her right
Mom.
there. But anyways, I told my mom driving in the car one day, I said, hey, Mom, you know what? I'm bisexual. And she goes, just want you to be happy, honey. And we, like, turned the car, like, around the corner, and I went, nah, I'm gay. And she's like, oh, even better. You know, I'm like,
do you want to get a cheeseburger?
Yeah, let's go shopping now that I know. You know, something like that.
I need some good shoes, and you're going to help me.
Let's go get me a bag to match these shoes. Now I trust you.
Yeah, I mean, but see, but it's kind of strange. I think we come also from about that same time frame where my mom and dad, you know, my mom has always been in my corner. I mean, and always been, you know, that person who you could tell anything to. My best friend. We went to Denmark, and I remember when I was 16, and just, you know, we sat up and had a glass of wine one night and talked and talked and talked. And I unloaded all these things on her, you know, like you would with your mom, I'm sure. Told her all these, and she just looked, and she knew, and she was finishing most of the stories.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I was floored. I was like, you knew? She was, Kelly. It wasn't anything, you know. It wasn't, you know, like anybody was gonna die, or you were in any that big of trouble, or she goes, you're a teenage boy. You were going through some things, and
you were figuring.
She goes, and it wasn't. Yeah, she goes, and you were fine. She goes, you were no danger. You weren't causing danger to others. I was like, but why didn't you say anything? She goes, I didn't need to.
Those are the things you grow from, though.
Yeah, well, exactly. But I laid awake until like 6 a.m, just like couldn't even sleep. I'm like, she knew that. She knew that. And I was like, what else does she know? So,
she knew what you were doing late at night.
So did your mom know? Do you think she knew, or was it?
Oh yeah, she knew. She knew. They used to try to help me as much as possible. You know, I went into therapy when I was young because I was bullied like crazy as a kid. I lived out in a rural area, and I was bullied like crazy for who I was. I mean, I had a little core group of friends who kind of accepted me and everything, but I was bullied, and I used to come home crying, or I would refuse to go to school, or I would run away from school, or whatever. But
it's so sad because you shouldn't have to.
Well, no, you shouldn't. But she knew. I mean, they tried to give me all the help that they could. They tried to figure out, you know, what I needed. So I know they knew something was wrong, but it was just in that era where you're like, if something's broke, you have to fix it.
Yeah.
You know, you can't just be like, oh, that's how he is, let it go. You know, so no, they knew. Oh, she way knew. I'm going to try to get her on, but we're not going to bring her here in bed. I'm going to go to her little assisted living facility. We're going to, in drag, and I'm going to get in her bed.
Or it might be like in the cafeteria, coffee with Spyke.
Coffee with Spyke. Coffee with Mama Spyke.
Mama Spyke.
There you go. Well, thank you for coming in, but I want to play a game with you. Okay. So we've had some other ones. You didn't. I brought a friend of mine, Eric, in who does CrossFit.
Yeah, Eric Wilson.
Eric Wilson. He had to play a game called "What's Under the Covers."
Oh, I saw. Yeah, yeah.
You at least don't have to do that. You just have to try to see if you know something. Because today is Cinco de Mayo, so we need to talk about celebrations they have around the world.
Okay.
I'm going to give you a name or a slight description of something. You tell me what that celebration is. Okay?
Alrighty.
So the first one is in November, and it's in Thailand. And it is called the Lofiri Monkey Buffet. What do you think happens at the Lofiri Monkey Buffet?
I'm not sure, but I think I saw it in Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom.
Oh, you think they eat the monkeys?
You think
that they just put monkeys and eat them?
I would. It's like a monkey parade? I don't know.
What it is that the monkeys often harass people in the town for their snacks. And the townspeople got together and decided the way to take care of this was once a year to have an enormous buffet for the monkeys. So they go to
feed them?
They go to a local temple and put out things like peanuts, cucumbers, raw crabs, and Coca-Cola for them to come and feast on. And apparently give them rest for that day of them trying to steal their...
Now I want to go to Thailand for this sounds like the greatest holiday ever.
See what the monkeys do.
Gosh, forget Cinco de Mayo. Okay,
so what do you think the Tinku Punch Your Neighbor Festival is about?
Was it in Ireland?
No, it's in someplace called Tinku.
Tinku Punch Your Neighbor
Festival.
Gosh, I don't know. I've never heard of anything.
The goddess Pakmama, who is the goddess of the harvest, demands blood sacrifices to be able to ensure a good harvest.
I'm gonna be so pissed if you made this stuff.
No. Enable to ensure a good harvest. The townspeople get together one day punch each other till they bleed to give a blood offering. Yes. Oh, come down to village, punch your neighbor!
Or as we call it, a Rodriguez family reunion.
The Wynn family reunion right there. Okay, so this one takes place in Japan, and it's called the Haruka Matsuri Naked Man Festival.
Hideki Matsuri, well, he was a baseball player, played for like the Yankees and stuff. No, I'm not kidding you. Hideki Matsuri.
Matsuri.
That was his name, but this one's called what is it, like a
Naked Man Festival.
What is it, like a streaking? They jump in cold water? Is it like a polar bear club?
Oh my God, you're so close. You are so close. Thousands of men dress in loincloths or less and participate in different rituals that are going to bring good luck to them and their family. They will swim in a cold river to cleanse themselves and then run through town to a local temple where they catch good luck sticks thrown by priests.
I don't know.
It's not Catholic. No.
I don't. You and I are both looking. There's a joke there, but we're both like, that's really cool. Those are nice curtains you have.
Totally. But no, I mean, we should like bring some of these to the U.S.
The monkey one for sure.
The monkey
That's
one.
Awesome.
Well, but we'll do it for drag queens where we'll put it like a buffet of cosmetics.
And shoes.
And wigs out. So they'll stop stealing yours. Crazy. Well, thank you once again for coming in. Happy Cinco de Mayo.
Thank you. No, pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Oh, yeah.
Always good to see you.
Good to see you, too. Okay, everybody. There are more episodes coming. I have more guests ready to go. Remember, watch, like, subscribe. Comment below if you'd like to see anything or comment about what we did right here. So I think that this is like really successful because you kept your shirt on. What's really funny is that this could be any kind of a shirt, but you did wear pajama bottoms. There's pajama bottoms.
Yes, I did. I wore a two pair.
I didn't. I'm not wearing.
I know. I wore a pair for you.
I know. Oh, I'm not wearing pants. All right. See you next time between the sheets. Bye.